There's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.
I have been lucky enough to hunt in many places around the world, but one place that is truly special to me is Scotland, my home. Join me in this two-part film where I head to the Scottish Highlands and team up with Jake from Westcapades to help manage the increasing deer population in Scotland. During these episodes, I hope to show and educate why we need to control deer and how beneficial this can be not only to the land but to us as well. Before we even got to the grounds that we would be hunting, the weather made it pretty challenging. But this didn't stop us, and boy did it excite us to see this amazing place covered in snow. You're supposed to do it without your clothes on. So we have just arrived at the lodge. It's been a year since we've been here, and what a difference in the weather. I mean, look at this. It's a white out. It's been like this for a few days. By the looks of it, it's pretty deep. We're the first tracks up here for a long time. We're going to get the gear sorted. Ross needs to defrost because he's just been making snow angels. Get all the gear sorted, and we're going to see if we can get out to have a look at some deer, but I don't know how likely that is because look at this place. I love it, but it ain't going to be easy. So let's get all the gear in and get sorted. So it's our first morning, nice and snowy. It was pretty crazy last night with the snow, and thawing out just slightly at the minute, but it's probably more to come. We're just going to go and check some areas at the minute that we know the deer are moving. Before coming back, we're going to have a big breakfast and then spend probably most of the day on the hill hunting for reds and stuff. So let's get stuck into it and see if we can see these deer moving this morning. With the snow holding off for the morning, we were able to get the drone up and have a good look about and see what's out there. It took no time at all before we spotted our first deer. Here we have two beautiful stags slowly moving through the forestry, most probably moving from their late night feeding grounds. During the first couple of hours in the morning, we got a good idea of how many animals were moving about. Within those 2 hours, we've seen up to 30 animals moving across the ground. This could be because they've been in the lower grounds during the evenings and they're moving up to the higher grounds during the day to find some fresh feeding. Well, we're dressed up for the occasion. We've finally got the snowsuits on. We've never been able to use them here. We're just going to basically head up onto the hill around some forestry and probably do a bit of stalking around there and sit out for the evening. So we've got bags full of warm clothes because we're going to need it. So basically we're just going to get stuck into it. Hopefully the weather plays balls. It's currently snowy, rainy, cold. Jake looks a bit cold already.
I'm alright. We'll get going. We'll be sweating in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we'll have to look after little Myrtle down there because the snow's a lot deeper than we thought. So let's get stuck into it and we'll see what happens. So we've just spotted 2 deer, maybe 3, just sheltering off in the distance. And they're a wall, so they're quite hard to make out on the binoculars, but we've got them on the thermal, so we're basically just trying to make a plan, the best way to get into them, because it's pretty flat terrain here. they're over there somewhere. We're just going to try and close the distance and get some proper eyes on them. Then we can ID them a bit better. Most probably seeker up here in this terrain. So we've got a plan. Basically I'm going to try and move into position, go down into this lower ground, walk the dead ground as far as I can and just sneak up onto the elevation, see if I can get a shot. And Jake's going to head just out on the back and round in case I bump them. Then we've got a bit of a back gun basically, and if not and they push up onto the hill, well we're kind of going that way anyway. So I'm going to move off.
The one on the right hand side I think has stood up, so they may be watching us, so we're going to have to just take it easy.
Okay, right, I'm going to shoot off. I'll see you in a bit. So I've just snuck down. I'm at the bottom of a bank now, which I'm going to try and crest up. In theory, they should be somewhere in front of me, but just a little bit far off, next to the wall. So I'm going to have to be careful. Jake's up at the top, up there. I'm just going to try and crest this hill and see what's up there. I take my time moving into position. The snow is loud and the wind is constantly changing, so I need to think about where I move. Eventually I manage to locate the deer. I see a hind and two calves, but by the time I'm in the perfect position, the deer slowly making their way out onto the hill. Now, with a slight wind, they're getting further away and I'm a bit reluctant to take a long shot with my 243. All of a sudden, they start moving a lot quicker. This could be because they might have caught my wind. As I think it's all over, suddenly I look around and a deer pops its head up just 200 meters away from these deer. Could be standing up from all the commotion going on. I didn't waste my time and I managed to get in position and take a shot, bringing the deer down in one go.
I saw that unfold actually. It was really good. I was watching the three deer as they went away up over the hill, and I just happened to look back and saw this jump and stop. And the next thing, simultaneously, because of the distance, I had the tsh and the drop at the same time, and I thought, good man, good man. Went down straight away. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on the big camera. Yeah, sometimes you just have to react, and thankfully I did, and it's all went pretty successfully. So we're going to go over and have a look, and then obviously that's when the hard work begins. So let's get stuck into it. She's way after that other one. Yeah. So the reason Myrtle just completely diverted, even though I've seen the deer right there, is because there's a seeker. So I get this is a little calf. So a mum literally just got up from here, 5 meters away from us. Literally 5 meters away from us, and Myrtle just was following its scent. I ditched a GoPro, ran like hell to this fence, but we couldn't get a safe shot just because of houses in the distance and there's no backstop. But that shows you how tight they're sitting. We didn't even see that in the thermal, we didn't see it in the anything. So, but we got there in the end. Deer down, Myrtle and Jake happy. So here we got it. This is a nice little seeker calf. The mum was with it, but we didn't realise until we got here and she got up and 5 meters in front of us. But that's okay. We're here to manage the deer here, and there's a huge seeker problem. So this is a great deer to take and a damn sight easier to carry back. So I'm a bit grateful for that. Beautiful little things and very good eating as well. So I'm basically just going to quickly grolic this deer, and we'll drop it off at a gate and we'll get it on the way back, because once this is sorted we're going to head back onto the hill and make the most of this light. Yeah. You know what I mean? Got it now. Oh, what's that? Good girl. We managed to get one down. You can see Josh probably just running with a deer on his back over here. It was Josh's shot, really good. We actually came up from the hunting lodge
up to see over the plain, and we saw 3 of them hunkered in behind the wall. So there were actually 5. We didn't see the 2 that we've seen since, and they just hunker down in the snow. You can't see them. They're out of the wind, they're out of the cold. But Josh did probably a 250 metre shot, had to guess. Dropped it straight away, dead on the spot. A perfect shot. So now we are Josh has gone down there to take it down to the track. We can pick it up a little bit later, and we're gonna load up and go again. We've got all of this scenery to go at, and we've got until it gets dark. We're pretty lucky to be able to be here doing this. So anyway, that's one in the freezer, or one in the fridge, and a little bit of tea tonight as well.
Heading onto the hill was no mean feat. With a pretty thick layer of snow covering everything, we had no idea what was beneath our feet. This made for some pretty treacherous ground, and in return it's some very slow progress.
Hard going across this bit. There's deep holes in the snow. The wind is just sort of quartering across us, and there's a little ridge ahead of us which we're going to have a look over, and then if we can't see anything down below us, we'll head over to the forestry block.
I did tell him. So we've just spotted, we spooked one deer over some gorse bushes in front of us, but the thermal's telling us there's another one just sitting there. So we're just getting set up. Jake's gonna see if he can get a shot. We're 100% sure it's there. He's just trying to find the best shoot position. We're only 200 meters away, so not too far really. Again, this is so tight, so we're just gonna take our time and try and get it. Jake's just gonna crawl forward so he can get into a better position. I'm gonna stay back here and just freeze my tits off until he gets a shot. Hopefully it doesn't take long because it's pretty cold. We waited and we waited. The temperatures keep dropping and the wind not letting up. It made it pretty cold for me and the camera, as well as little Myrtle, who I managed to cover up with my rucksack and another jacket. Just as the camera died, the deer showed face. Jake not hanging about and ended up dropping it right on the spot, giving us the freedom to finally move and get some blood pumping around our body, as I could not feel my fingers. So we're just grollicking the deer. Grollicking this one and the one before is some of the fattest deer me and Jake have probably ever seen. These are probably reasons how they can just sit out in these conditions. Just chill out in the snow, do a bit of grazing. They're pretty hardy, the Sika, and they're even harder to get into, so we've done well that we've got 2 down. And again, this one is a lot further away, so it's going to be a bit of a drag back, but I'm a bit glad of that because it's so bloody cold and we need to warm ourselves up a bit. Jake's going to have warm hands, but as soon as that goes, he's going to have cold hands. Ross has managed to shoot another Sika in one of the woodlands over there, and because I've got one of the deer just over there, and it's quite close to where the larder is basically, so
going to leave that then. I'm going to go give Ross a hand because it's a bit of a bigger hind, and Jake has a nice jaunt out of here with his deer, and then we'll just rendezvous over there. Hopefully we don't shoot any more deer on the way.
See you on the other side.
See you on the other side. As again, we are here to kind of get the numbers down because there's so much seeker up here and there's so much red. The estate owners wanting a good lot gone, so we are asked to kind of shoot as much as we can really, but we need to be sensible because we need to get them out of here. So I'm gonna go over there, give Ross a hand, and hopefully we all get back in time for a nice, I'd like to say warm beer, but we should probably drink a cold one, or a nice warm shower would be lovely right now. Anyway, Myrtle's just having a bit of snowball care. I'm gonna get stuck into this walk, so we'll see you soon. So, I just found Roscoe. It's getting pretty dark. Snow's getting rather a lot. But we're gonna get this deer out of this clear fell, and we're gonna get it back. Might have to rucksack it. We'll see. First things first, we're gonna get on the fence. Obviously the fence is to keep deer out, but these are seeker deer, also known as sneaker deer. They sneak everywhere. This is going to be a very hard shift, but let's get it done. It's getting dark. Me and Ross are in for a big shift back to the larder. Drink of water and a quick bite to eat, and then we're going to trench through this knee-high snow.
This is exactly why we live for this.
Yeah.
The shot's just one thing, the stalk is the other thing, but the extraction is also something that I thrive on as well, because it's all part of the adventure. When we get back, the one thing that we're going to focus on now is getting this into the larder, and just enjoying the whole tales and the adventure that we've had today, certainly in the weather like this.
There's going to be a lot of stories told after today, the amount of effort we've put in getting these.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know what Josh has said in other videos, well, earlier on in this video, but certainly the terrain underfoot's quite difficult.
Yeah.
With the snow lie that we have on here, it's kind of sitting on top of the high ground, or the long grass.
In multiple bogs on the way here.
And it's just, every step you take, you're like falling in up to your waist.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, and certainly I've never been at this ground with this kind of snowfall. But it's a great learning curve, and it's a great adventure. Just loving it, the company as well.
I'm glad there is snow. It's making it a bit brighter for our way back. So
yeah,
let's get stuck into it, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you back at the lodge, I guess.
Tune in next time.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. You comfy?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Pretty good. So, we're just making our way up the fence line. You can't really see anything. Well, this has turned pretty bad. But we're nearly there. Nearly at the top of the hill. That's the only hill to go, so we're gonna get there. Well, we've made it back. That
was a shift. And Clovis
is bringing us cups of tea.
bringing us cups of tea.
Because we've been very good.
Hello.
I might need a nice warm bath, roll in the snow. Maybe not the last.
You probably find you only actually walked like 2 kilometres.
So I made it back. All the deer have been recovered, which is good. Pretty hard work going in that snow, but that's what it's about. Always hard work after you pull the trigger most of the time. We got 2 calves, and then the deer that Ross shot and we brought back. Jake and Ross are going to start sorting these out, and I'm on tea duty. Which might have to have a beer whilst I do it. So those boys are going to get stuck into that. I'll go do some cooking and a few drinks and tell some stories, and more stalking tomorrow. Who knows what's in store for us. Hopefully a nice sunny day, cold crisp, and
probably some hard work. So stay tuned and we'll see you soon. Stay tuned as we get back out there in some of Scotland's most iconic scenery. We're faced with some incredibly hard stalking, more freezing temperatures, more snow, and not to mention a big curveball in the weather, making the last day pretty exciting. Today, the weather has changed. We're going to have 40 mile an hour wind,